take Witch Doctor.
Well, let's find out.
So they're going to change it up completely.
They banned our Tiny.
Ban
A
from
complexity
Cole.
Radiant this time, so they swapped that out.
LGD
Same heroes LGD are banned.
Yeah, LGD's first pick this time. So they know LGD first picks Tiny, as if we've seen in the past in their like last 7 games or something, or 4 games.
Where do they run him?
Tiny. Ame plays it, mostly. He plays it as carry Tiny.
Do you like that, carry Tiny?
Depends on how you prioritize. If you're giving him a crazy amount of farm, he
It
can
is,
become a monster.
It is maybe actually that plays Tiny more than Ame at the moment.
Maybe he's been playing it more?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the thing is, he takes buildings so fast.
Yeah.
Like, so fast. I think that's the real power. In fact, you know what? That's why if Cole had managed to get these towers taken, all it would take is to get a couple of pickoffs, and all of a sudden, they're taking a lane of Rax.
So that's Tusk ban. Tusk was ignored last game completely.
Yeah.
But Cole, what are you going to ban? Are you going to ban Bane? Are you going to ban Witch Doctor? Are you going to ban Shadow Fiend?
Let's do the sensible thing here, Cole.
You know, previous game complexity banned out the Phantom Lancer. That is actually the most played hero of LGD in the last 3 months. They have a 67% win rate with that. Not bad, not bad.
There you go.
Good call.
I wonder what they're going to pick now. It's SF, I reckon. Oh, it's Elder Titan.
Yeah. We had an Elder Titan ban previous
Yeah,
game.
they banned it last time, Cole, yeah.
Big fan of Elder Titan. That's the hero I've been spamming in pubs.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Elder Titan is the FY special at the moment. It's his most played hero.
He's super good hero. Like, he's really good. Shout out to my buddy Enthused. I promised my Twitch viewers that I'd give shout outs to them randomly. So if a hero is picked that one of them plays, I'm going to give him a shout out. That's what I got to do.
They get the
Hey,
Lycan.
there's the Lycan.
That's going to be the Chessie hero.
I mean, you know you don't want to play against no Lycans, so I think it's a good pickup.
Yeah.
What do they want to pair with it?
Naga Siren. Just do it. It's the EG's go-to draft, I'd say. Just do it.
LGD's turn.
Well, let's see then. Shadow Shaman it is. Oh,
I wonder if they go for a push lineup. What do you think?
I wonder
Looks
if
like
that's
a push.
the thing. Yeah, but isn't that very scary? Because they did that last game too.
Yeah, but these two guys are better at it, I think.
Way better. Lycan's a monster at this, yeah.
And the thing is with Shadow Shaman, as long as you get the wards down, his job is done.
10 seconds remaining.
True. You can die afterwards, it's fine.
Yeah, you just drop your shit, turn someone into a chicken, and then if you die, everyone's like, he did his job. He went out doing what he loved best.
Strong, high damage between these two heroes. And I guess we could... It's not 100% Chessie, I guess. I think more than likely for complexity it is, but we saw teams like EG, you're mentioning.
Ran a mid on
Fear
Fear,
were playing at mid. Fear was playing at mid because that HP regen is super strong. And LGD goes back for the Witch Doctor. So this hero can work quite cool versus Lycan. Sure, you can get ran at, but the cask is actually good if the Lycan goes Necrobook because it stuns him for 5 seconds.
Also, he's always got those little dogs with him.
Yeah.
So it's something for the casks to bounce on.
And the LGD loves. Absolutely loves the hero.
And you think it's worth for them to pick their supports for the first 2?
Nope. I think picking supports is fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. China was the ones that started picking the first 2 supports quite a while back.
You two sit in your damn seat. Unbelievable. Cast is turning up all late and everything.
Yeah. Scolding people.
It's like they don't care anymore.
So because they see the Elder Titan in it, they actually are kind of forced to ban the Void because of that combo. Void Elder Titan is just way too much of a problem, and Void versus Lycan, you actually have that hold. So
also, Void Witch Doctor, you don't want to play against that either.
Yep. Lots of combo. So Dragon Knight gets taken out by Cole, and LGD takes out the Chen. They don't want to get run over by this push too hard. Even though they have Witch Doctor to deal with the creeps, they still just might be too much for them to handle.
Is it Kyle or Z-Freak playing the Shadow Shaman? It's Z-Freak, I thought, but I'm not sure anymore. Because it's not that flashy, and I think maybe they want something else that moves around a little bit more heavily for Z-Freak instead.
Yeah, I think they're going to want to pick something else for Zach.
Because they ran out the Chen. That's why I was asking.
Why are LGD so scared of Enchantress? Like, apart from the fact she's strong as shit, like, did Cole have, like, is it like a Z-Freak hero or something?
Yep. It's just super lane punishing. They probably just don't want to get cheesed in any means, right? Like Enchantress, you just win all 3 lanes sometimes, or
Yeah,
win 2
yeah.
lanes. It's like, oh, crap. So they ban out Bounty.
'Cause
Bounty,
they've-
Shed,
yeah.
and Ench, the 3 like lane punishers.
10
Yeah.
seconds
So they've been out
remaining.
2, or well, 3, I guess, Z-Freak heroes.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining. LGD's turn.
It's Puck.
It's
Holy
a
shit.
limp Puck. Oh, that's a beauty. I like that a lot.
Puck Lycan. I'm not really a huge fan of Puck core at the moment
Why
because
not?
you fall off really hard. Because the way with Coil now is everyone just stands in the Coil and they fight. But
Yeah.
now there's a Lycan, so it does make it a little bit different because Lycan eats people inside a Coil.
But even though Puck might fall off, I mean, at that point, Lycan will already be big enough to take
Yeah.
over, right?
They want to end this early.
Yeah.
And for Cole is what that tells me. They want to end this by like the 30-minute mark.
Okay. Right, so how do you react to that? You know that you're going to be stuck in that coal. You know that you're going to, coil rather. You know that you're going to be forced to fight, basically.
What's
What
the
type of
maybe
hero do you pick that can do that can just stand there and fight?
Radiant team.
I'll
Is it
tell
time
you
to
who.
go back to the
Brewmaster.
Ooh, Brewmaster.
Oh man, Brew looked at one of the better heroes versus Lycan because now Lycan wants to go Necrobook, but Brew, you split, you use your Wind Panda, you use the
Yeah.
Purge, and it instantly kills the book.
Really?
Instantly kills the book and the summons. Any summons take 1,000 damage.
And he doesn't give a hoot about the return,
He
so
takes no return damage either. And even if not, the Brew other thing is you split and you can just cyclone the Lycan during shapeshift. He lands again, cyclone him again,
Oh,
shapeshift
yeah.
on. You've done your job.
Brutal.
Even Haze is incredibly good.
Yeah.
It's viewed as one of the best heroes versus Lycan in that
Oh
role.
man.
Clock, that's more than likely the Z-Freak hero now. As that roamer, because you can actually hookshot any of the 3 heroes and they can't cast anything inside of Battery Assault.
Yeah, because I think, I mean, as you described it just now, Brewmaster, bad news for complexity, and they need something to deal
Yes.
with that Brewmaster, and I guess the clockwork comes into play.
Yeah, Puck and Clock can handle Brew pretty well though. Good
Yeah, it's a
burst,
silence.
good catch. They have the ways to jump on top of him right away.
Because they're a little low on the lockdown. Like, if you want to kill Lycan,
Radiant team.
sorry, if you want to kill Lycan, it's tricky for them, because they can control him, sure, but they can't actually kill him that easily yet.
Yeah. So that's the maybe hero right there. So maybe, oh look, Puck versus Queen of Pain.
Is this actually
Hey!
going to be a classic 1v1
Is this
matchup?
happening?
I hope it'll be 1v1. I don't know if it
it
will
has
be.
to be.
Seconds remaining.
They'll just throw a Witch
It
Doctor
has
there,
to
man.
be.
They're just gonna throw some Witch Doctor
No.
Clockwork or something there, man.
Seconds remaining.
Elder Titan can go roaming, I guess. It really depends what LGD is going to do. They could actually just go for the Gyrocopter again
Yeah, they
in
could.
this matchup.
Lycan can eat Gyro if he gets online very quickly.
Okay. Is there a hero, a core that can do better against the Gyrocopter for that?
Or against a Lycan.
Against the Lycan?
Yeah.
So last hero for LGD, is there anything else you're looking to see?
I'm thinking LGD heroes. Cole banned the Slark last time.
Yeah, they did. Unusual.
Slark is viewed bad. That's the thing about Dota. You know, it's not rock paper scissors. It can work against Lycan, but I don't think it's the best one here. I think that's actually a really good ban by Cole.
Yeah.
Terrorblade.
What about like
TB,
PA or something, like for the crit? And she can escape the cogs. You know what I mean?
It's a bit of a weak hero right now,
Mm.
just PA in general. The TB versus Lycan, if you pop Reflection, you get
10
Feral Impulse.
seconds remaining.
So that's the biggest one to counter the Lycan. The other one, I guess, for LGD could be the Sven.
To pick
if they wanna go for that.
It's
Yeah,
Sven.
it's Sven.
Good call, mate.
Good call indeed.
What do Good to Cole do now?
Sven, I think, is like one of the better ones because you just cleave down the minions. You don't really give a crap, and you give your whole team War Cry.
Is this a support clock or a move clock?
I would hope it's support,
Remaining.
Me too.
but I guess it could be. I guess it
I'm
could
not
be Moo.
sure.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm thinking Moo might want something like a Sand King here,
SK would be great.
Yeah.
and I think that's like Cole's old specialty when he was playing that one.
Lanes well. Annoying
Gives
for
him
the
more
melee.
team fight, to at
Big
least be
team
able to take
fight
fights.
stun.
Mm-hmm.
Some lockdown for the Brew, some catch for the Quap. Trying to think what else. Trying to get in the mind of Moo.
If you are complexity, how much is the pressure to fight around Brewmaster's ultimate?
He pushes lanes really well with the caustic finale. I didn't hear your question, Sheebs. I'm sorry.
How much emphasis is there on complexity fighting around the Brewmaster's ultimate?
If they can get a good initiations, they can of
They
course
can
take
fight
him down.
in it. They can fight into
But
it.
if Brew gets split, they're gonna have a really hard time taking any fights versus LGD.
They just kind of need to try and tease it out, and then the thing is, they know that if it's down, then it's like, hey, we can go, so they can just sort of get in there. But they've got to go into Elder Titan. LGD's lineup is fucking scary, man.
It really is.
All right, it's a
They
Medusa.
go for the Dusa, so they're gonna
There's
try to
your
get them.
insurance I
That's
was
an
talking
insurance
about,
policy,
right?
yeah.
It's like, well, if we spend half an hour banging our heads on their front door and we can't get in, we'll just slowly walk Medusa at them and hope to God that she's fat enough.
But it's also mixed signals, right? Because didn't we already say that we wanted complexity to, or rather with their first couple of picks, you know, they want to fight early, take towers
But
early.
what did we say, Sheebs? We said options. We
Options,
said eggs
sure.
in
Something to
basket,
get them back.
Sheebs.
But
We
is
said
this,
counting.
But did they go too far? Is it too greedy? Is it too much?
I'm scared for them for sure. LGD looked really
LGD
scary.
looked very
Yeah,
composed,
they did.
right?
They did.
I haven't seen Queen of Pain win too many games recently. I think it lost all 7 games at Genting. But this looks like a really scary draft.
They didn't watch. All right. So what's the most important thing for complexity this time, Ted?
Not lose.
Not lose.
That's big.
That is very big.
Execute their plan.
Yes.
That's part 2.
Yes.
Part
Ted.
3 is, for the love of God, get this Medusa farm somehow because she's your insurance policy.
Yeah.
But when it's time to push,
They gotta go all
push
of
as a
them.
group.
Yeah.
And if Brewmaster starts fucking with you, run away as a group.
Yeah.
Stick together, lads.
Be on the
That's
same
basically
page.
it. Yeah. LGD just need to do what they did in the last game and remain cool as a cucumber, and their draft would scare anyone. So just play it out. I think it plays itself, their draft, honestly.
Anything to add to that, Fogged?
No, I liked what Ted was saying. That was fun.
All right.
That was funny.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we're going over to Capitalist and Blitz for game number 2.
Don't lose. Words of Ted given to complexity. Wise words.
I like
Can
Ted's
you give
outfit.
us that kind of wisdom,
Yeah,
William?
yeah.
How is complexity not going to lose?
By extending the game. I mean, I think their draft is a lot more balanced this game.
Yeah.
Shout out, by the way, to Ted's outfit. He called it Tech Daddy. He kind of looks
Tech
like
Daddy?
Moby in the 90s, but I dig it. Business up top.
Party on bottom.
I don't know if Ted's partying anymore, but so
Bye, Ted.
I think that complexity. Okay, so the downside of lineup number 1 is when you have to go all in, there's a high amount of execution that needs to go into that. You can't fail in that game. Like you have to snowball at all times, and I feel like those kinds of drafts feel really shit to play because you feel like if anything goes wrong at any point, like you're just gonna lose. We used to have those moments on Liquid, old Liquid, where Kuro would draft these lineups where I think he really wanted things to, like, they had to go well.
He was playing very idealized in his head.
Of
like
course.
How we're going to
And
draft.
I think Kyle has the same thing. But
Okay.
you've got different personnel.
Are you saying there is a skill difference between the complexity members?
I think it's
and
like
the
you can't tilt either. You have to. Everyone has
Okay.
to stay like really calm more than anything. It's less about like a skill thing, and it's more just like everybody has to be on the same page. And sometimes it feels like complexity is not necessarily on the same page.
They did get their hands on the Lycan. We saw that the Lycan definitely made EG look very good before they got stomped to the ground by Liquid.
Oh, that was brutal. That was.
Is Lycan?
They didn't have Lycan though in those games.
Yeah, against Liquid.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't
Which
get
is
to
why
play
they got
Lycan.
stomped into the ground, I'm sure.
Who knows?
Kyle, in big time trouble, needs some help. Or maybe they've just baited the Brewmaster in.
Jabaited.
Seafreak is here with a battery assault. Oh, we can say that now. They've
We
been
could always say
jabaited.
that.
And don't forget to subscribe to Dota StarLadder TV YouTube.
Click
apparently.
that follow button.
I thought we were done selling out Blitz.
I'm not paid extra for that.
Now
Oh.
got him. Oh, Moo. Moo,
Not like this.
Moo. What you doing?
Super dead.
Die to the mount or the right.
You gotta let the animation fly through, because if you're far as he was like 400 units away, you have enough time to always dodge it.
They are just doing battle right now. Z-Freak is not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe against a Brewmaster, and especially not an Elder Titan. You got to love ETs whenever they're facing 3 heroes like this. They just get so much extra damage.
Oh, man. Moo's life is not fun.
No, it is not.
Level 1 Witch Doctor.
But he should be able to do relatively well in this lane, right?
I thought he would, but
Yeah.
then the death happened, and that complicates things. Also, when you play this matchup, you have to be kind of careful with how you use your first phase shift. If you use it to just dodge the Witch Doctor first cast, you'll die. You got to use it to dodge the Sven stun whenever you can.
They're even getting Howl on the Lycan.
Yeah.
So that should make things, if anything, easier for Moo in his lane.
The good news about playing Lycan is you're pretty much untouchable.
Yeah.
You're gonna get farm no matter what happens in the game. You can jungle. You're the fastest jungler. You have a high amount of HP regen, so you can always sustain.
Yeah, you never have to go back to base as that hero.
Oh,
I saw like times where like Fear was at 100 HP. He's like, all right, I'll just go jungle with my 13 regen a second or whatever.
Yeah. It's absurd. So FY and Z-Freak getting into a mini clash. But Z-Freak has to go back, and Moo is still level 1 at 2.5 minutes. All right, so now...
Oh. This time,
it doesn't even matter.
the paralyzing cast is not dodged and leads into a nice chain stun there. Very well played. They are actually just destroying him.
He knew about what I was talking about. You can't dodge the first cast, but he was so fast on the uptick that that 1 second, the half second of stun was enough to enable the follow-up. Like, he didn't try to not stack it. He made sure he stacked it.
Yeah. They just stand right on top of melee, if possible. Moo finally does get his level 2, so things will get easier for him now. He's got an escape mechanism when he does get maledicted. But
X-Nova's finally out of mana too. Breathe that sigh of relief.
he's going to have the Witch Doctor, excuse me, the Clockwork coming up to help him. Z-Freak still only level 1 though, so that really kind of kills your kill power. You're going to go for it here. Maledict thrown out. Jump away.
Yeah, just baiting a little bit.
Oh, but as soon as the Clockwork leaves, Shadow Shaman ends up dying to this dual lane. I love the fact that LGD are putting so much pressure on this Shadow Shaman lane. Even Lycan is feeling a bit pressured right now, as he does not have those levels of Feral Impulse. They're going to be able to get the stop that Shackles, and start wailing on him. Just run him down. Kyle ain't going to do shit. He's going to stand there, man fight, but he's definitely going to die, and Chalice is going to try and run his way out. Miss. Can he get out? Can he eat his way through the trees?
Chance.
He has nothing, apparently.
Unless, if he got a miss there and somehow got out, like, call it.
Just
Dota does not want you to win at that point.
Ice Frog is set against you.
It's like one of those, like, you know, the old-time Romans, when the Colosseum, thumbs down.
The Emperor, thumbs down,
Ice
thumbs
Frog
up.
is thumbs down to you. And this is the part where playing Clockwork is very awkward, where you feel as though you can't really pressure the lanes. We already know that it's difficult for him to go bottom. Mid is pretty much impossible unless maybe commits with a blink. Same kind of issue exists with top. Like, look at this right now. Z-Freak's level 1, might have hit level 2 in the second that I didn't see. Just got level 2 right now.
Oh, Chessie may actually going down. You don't see that very often, but a Lycan dies in his lane. Moo has to dodge the paralyzing cast, jumps away. Stormbolt still lands on him. They have the Maledict on him as well, but it looks like he should live, especially with the wand stacks and the phase shift. Though he actually missed that dodge on the second tick. Grabbing the Panda here. Tough hero to kill, though. Clockwork is going to wrap around, see if he can grab FY, maybe?
Yeah, he wants somebody.
Jesus. They just cannot seem to do a whole lot. He's going to start going on to Chalice here. Gets him inside the cogs, but only level 1 battery assault, not really doing a whole lot of damage for them. Stop attempted. They are going to be able to get the Hex down to stop that one. The Shackles to hold the Brewmaster in. They do manage to get that kill. So compLexity finally gets something out of their safe lane here, as it has been a disaster from the get-go.
I'm not sure what, like, their play is right now. It's kind of difficult. Because even if you're getting these kills, like, they're coming too far between, and your offlane, I think, is still, that is an absolute disaster. It's 8-3 to 21-3. Because you obviously never compare it to the enemy safe laner. There's no way you can keep up in farm. So you try to compare it roughly to what the enemy offlaner has. But even Sven is absolutely free farming.
It's got
The
over.
Brew having 22 CS is very, very good.
It's the same as the Deuce. A nice knockback there with the Cogs. They do have the battery salt as well, but the slow just lasts so long that Lycan can't really keep up. They're going to be able to get the Maledicts on him. Z-Freak should end up going down here. And Chalice just keeps on charging forward. Kyle's not going to be able to TP out in time. X-Nova's going to be able to get the double kill there, and Chalice looking to be able to slow down Chessie. Kills the Wolves. They're going to see if they can try and trap Chessie in the trees here. Now they're going to give up on that one. So, with the Helmet Dominator picked up for the Lycan, he has a ton of regen, or at least
14
a bit
seconds.
of regen.
A bit.
Not as much as you would have with the Lycan maxed out the Impulse. Do you
Yeah,
think the
that's
Wolves
true.
was the right play against this lane? I don't think it was.
I'm not sure. Feels like you need HP regen.
Yeah. Hell, even higher levels of Howl would help out these supports when it comes to the play. I know that's not really in vogue right now. That's the ability that people... Oh. All right, well, the Wolves, they'll definitely chase down FY unless FY can get the stomp. Okay, this is only going to last so long, though, and there is the catapult to help chase him down. He just needs to juke it out through the trees. He's found him with the Wolves, but there's the paralyzing cast. Well played by X-Nova, protecting FY, and that is a wasted shapeshift.
Not the worst ability in the world to have to expend. Relatively inexpensive.
Limp is not having a great time mid either. How did this go so badly for the Dusa? I thought Dusa would do a kind of okay.
It's okay, but Queen of Pain felt unpressured, so he just sat on the high ground. You get 2 points of the dagger. The downside of Queen of Pain nowadays is she doesn't feel like the lane dominator she once was because everyone just sits on top of your hill.
Yeah.
And you can't 2-on-1 trade very easily. Like, you get the dagger, it doesn't seem to matter too much.
But here, LGD enabled the quad by having such an aggressive duo in the off lane, right?
So you have to pay attention to that. And you can't kill her anyways, so is there really a point in bringing heroes there?
Right.
Like, you're not some disruptor that can trade Thunder Strikes. You're a Clockwork that can conquer.
Gank onto Dusa, gets the mana shield up, but still has a paralyzing cast, bouncing back to him. TP in from the puck, but it's not going to be in time. Oh, that was actually a big hit. Limp managed to get so much mana, it's going to be able to save a life for a while.
Back.
What a great Cogs, bouncing him back, and the Quill's going to snap on all three. Moo gets the double kill. Chalice is going to be in some trouble here because not only the Shackles, they also have the Centaur stun here, but he should have enough time to be able to get off his ultimate. That said, compLexity are happy with it being blown as long as they don't lose a hero here. Kyle's going to run down underneath the tower, unable to really juke out these Broodlings. Looks like the Fire Panda should just be able to run him down. Let's see if what happens though with the Brewmaster. Ooh, nicely done. Eating his way through the trees. He's going to barely be able to kill Kyle here in a second. Oh, it's still not enough. And the Centaur stun comes in.
Nice.
Managed to get that kill. X-Nova. Now he's in big time trouble. They're going to be able to pop the shapeshift. And he does not have a paralyzing cast for another 8 seconds. Chessie with a double kill. All of a sudden, things have dramatically turned around to the favor of compLexity.
Oh, it was that mid play. It was essentially a triple kill for the puck. It completely gets him back into the game. Like, if you look at his net worth, he's somehow in front of the Brewmaster.
When he
after the kind of laning phase he had.
Yeah.
He had like 8 CS or something like that. And now his game is completely recovered. He's level 8. He's a higher level than his safe laner. Like, that was phenomenal for them. And that bottom dive. Like, when Kyle lived, you could see he was super hyped. I turned around, he's screaming.
Yeah.
He's spamming the chat wheel. Baited.
Jump here onto Moo.
Yeah.
Man, it was all that Mystic Snake too.
Yes.
Mystic Snake bouncing back to the Dusa gave him so much mana that he just lived for a few more seconds. Still though, LGD do have a 2,000 gold lead, so despite everything going well for compLexity, the last minute or so, they are still behind in this game.
Really bad though at one point. What was it, like 5K or something?
Almost.
Like that was, the sickest part too was the cogs when he pushed him out and it snapped all the coils, because the coil independently, no damage. But the break does a ton of damage.
We're gonna have a smoke up here from Moo and Kyle.
They have level
there's nobody from LGD at the top lane.
Yeah. They want to expend their level 6 roster boards and maybe even get a kill off of it. But
that's a good read by Ame though, going into his jungle so early on.
He doesn't see anybody at bottom.
Yeah.
Lycan's not playing aggressively. Nobody's mid. It's a decent read.
Battery Assault goes down, but they are going to have the snapback here from FY and a pretty easy kill on Z-Freak. He just wanted to pick up his level 6, but compLexity deny. That's him. They are going to be able to get that top tower.
They still have wards too.
They're going to keep pushing, yeah. Because they've already got Moose standing in front of the mid-tower push, so they can go for tier 2 and not really lose an important tower in return.
Yeah. You can actually hear like the Cole guys from here.
Yeah.
And they're shouting right now to like take this top. Kyle's like, I have wards. This is the correct play.
It's going to force a reaction out of LGD.
They're going to commit for this tower though. They should. You shouldn't let this tower get denied. Which is why Chessie popped the wolf form for it. The wolves. That's a very nice early tier 2.
Yeah.
And this is normally how compLexity wants to get their towers, where they're not forced into that position where they have to all in for that mid tier 1. And you have to force that mid tier 1 when you feel like your lineup has to scale like that. But when you have Deuce and Lycan, that kind of pressure isn't on you.
These pushes come a lot more naturally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
You're
if you
not
don't
trying to
get the
force it.
towers, you feel okay. If you do get those towers, it feels like an added bonus.
Yeah, and there they just saw the opportunity. We say, hey, Puck's going to sit mid. He's going to spam out the wave. We're not going to lose anything there. Yeah. LGD were in turn, they didn't get anything out of that. Like, all that really happened was maybe was farming mid.
They want to take mid tower though. If LGD could get the mid tower here with some kind of setup, like kill into tower, that'd be really nice.
Problem is, I don't see any way to initiate. Because Chalice, I don't believe, has a Blink Dagger yet. He's only sitting at 3,600 net worth. Oh, he does.
Yeah.
He's just straight up brown boots and a Blink. All right, cool.
I'm down. They have very little catch. Now it's LGD that's...
Well, you could be in trouble if you get Shadow Shaman.
Yeah. That's a...
Oh, nice catch. Z-Freak's going to be able to find Ame here. Ame is going to turn on the God Strength and try and fight him. He's going to go for it.
Double
He's going to get the kill onto... No! The coil stops him just in time. He turns around, gets one more. Oh, Z-Freak, no! Z-Freak, totally unnecessary death there. His allies were definitely going to be able to get that kill without him.
They do manage to nab Kyle at the same time, but still completely agree. Very greedy there.
You
really
do not
wanted...
oftentimes see Z-Freak make that kind of mistake.
Yeah. He just wanted a little bit too much.
And the mid tower is almost going to die as a result. Chalice.
They're committing hard for this.
Trying to catch him. Moo does not have his coil though, so can't really do a whole lot. They'll just deny the mid tower while Chessie solo takes bottom. So that's okay. Looks like they're going to get a kill onto Kyle here. Limp's actually going to pop his ult to make sure they can't turn and fight and kill Kyle, but maybe comes in for the backside. They're going to try and pop the Brewmaster, but still not enough. Moo couldn't get it, and now he's got no real escape mechanism with only a little level in phase shift. Can't dodge too much. A blink forward there from maybe. They're not going to be able to find anything more. So 2 kills for a denied tower. I'd be okay with that if I'm LGD.
Yeah, and they might even find Chessie here. All Stomp does not connect.
Chessie does have Shapeshift, though. That's going to be hard. They need a really good paralyzing cask, and he
he moves his
immediately ran the
wolves.
wolves away from him to make sure he would not get stunned any longer. Very helpful since he did have that Maledict on him. You could see how low he gets here. If he had just taken 1 paralyzing cask stun more, he would have died.
Yeah.
But instead, now he's got Necro too.
That was my proposed nerf for Lycan, by the way.
Stopping the ultimate from...
Channeling.
Yeah. Completely agreed.
Like, if you stop the channel, though, it wouldn't put it on cooldown.
No, it would just, you would have to
Yeah, you'd have
recast
to redo it.
Yeah. Everyone, I think, kind of agrees that the hero is far too hard to gank when you have to initiate stun him and then chain stun him completely all the way through.
Yeah. They know that the Witch Doctor's here. But he has a ward.
Witch
Very
Doctor
nice.
knows that they're there. What a good paralyzing cask.
They know there's a ward now.
They're going to be able to get Hex. Looks like Kyle's going to have to give up his life. They're going to go for the TP out and Clockwork. He will make it out just fine.
So they drop the sentry because they're aware.
Yeah.
But they're going to protect that ward anyways.
Holy cow. Ame is so far ahead of everyone else right now. He's got a 25 net worth lead on the Lycan. And they've taken way more towers than LGD has. All LGD has taken so far is just that tier 1 mid.
Yeah. That's
And
like
the
a
safe lane tower,
Omega cleave Sven, though.
Yeah. What do you think about this build?
It's It's interesting.
It's got to be good versus Lycan, right?
It's all right. Battle Fury feels like the new value. It's like the drums of carry items. Everyone gets it. Like, I think Quap has drums this game.
You saw PL gets it. It's like...
Yeah, when I saw Phantom Lancer and TB get it, I've seen everything. That's when I knew...
That's the item's too strong at that point. Hookshot does land. Gets him inside the cogs. FY is certainly dead here. Chalice is going to complete his TP, though, and he's going to try and defend this for his team.
Kyle wants to go more.
Oh, tried for it. They managed to get the vision onto him barely, but he gets off the ultimate. It looks like they lost vision.
You need to drop wards, Kyle.
And now Kyle needs to drop it because he's going to die in a second here. It does end up burning up to the Brewmaster. Ame's going to look for more here. Nice coil onto 2, plus they're going to pop the Medusa ultimate, and he's just going to go for the TP out. At the same time, though, the Brewmaster did catch an extra one. Jesse managed to get a kill, but he's locked up in the tornado. If they can get a stun here, but they don't have a stunner.
That was so weird. So he actually didn't have wards up, but he was still willing to go behind the tower.
Yeah.
But when you're a Rasta, so I thought he was making that move because he had wards up, and I should have just seen the green dot.
Yeah.
And I would have known whether. I always forget that, but you have really bad move speed. You have no escape mechanism.
Quickly. Yeah.
You only go behind there if you're just dropping wards and then running back, because there's no way you live.
Yeah.
When you're that deep as a Shadow Shaman.
Yeah.
You have 345 move speed. He's got raindrops as his defensive item. Like, that was wild. It's very hard to burst that Brewmaster in that position.
Yeah.
They forced a buyback though, right?
Did they?
Thought they did.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. ET. Z-Freak in trouble. Does have a 4-staff already, so he actually gets himself into the river to the loving arms of his compLexity family, who are actually going to help him out here. Maybe actually picks up an Invis ring at the same time Colin gets initiated on, drops wards on himself. Stomp's going to go down and immediately dies. Ame is able to finish him off. Ward's going to be dropped for nothing here, it seems. LGD are beginning to read the pace that compLexity is taking. They're actually taking fights to compLexity. Jump in. Hook shot is going to be able to grab Maybe. Maybe does not have an easy blink out of this one, but barely gets himself away. And now what a drop. The paralyzing cast does not stop. A Sonic Wave nails Limp in the back lines as well. He actually is out of mana now, but they can't go for that kill. FY is going to go for the stomp. Coil interrupts instead, and it looks like just the minions of Chessie will run down all of these heroes. A snap onto the Witch Doctor makes that kill a little bit easier. FY tries to get out as well, but is met by Kyle. So a 1-for-2 exchange there. This time LGD overextending themselves a bit, maybe kind of getting caught.
That cast snap combo was sick though.
Yeah.
Into the air splitter. They want to get Roshan next if you're compLexity. And right now, like, I think Cole,
they see
it's okay.
Ame.
They probably really don't like the fact that Kyle has died so many times.
He ran through a sentry. So they know he's here, and surprise, he actually didn't see the 2 supports who were sitting right next to the tree. What a great read we have them. All they can hope is that they just don't lose a hero to Ame here, and it looks like they're going to be able to kite him out.
Dude, Ame's not dying. He's just fighting them.
They've run out of damage. They're waiting for the next round of nukes. They're going to have silence, and finally they do get him. 70 seconds.
If he got one more stun off, he would have killed Z-Freak.
Chessie goes for the TP out here, does not have Shapeshift. They must have made that read because the Brewmaster pops his ultimate, stop the TP. Chessie will go down.
That is a massive kill for them to grab. That's his unstoppable spree.
Carries end up dying on both sides.
Maybe is a very, very weird build, by the way.
I mean, he has a Battle Fury. That is already
he's a Battle Fury into Shadow Blade. No blink, no S and Y. He's very tanky, but you figured he'd want to get on top of heroes for the follow-up.
Yeah. Is he picking up the shit? Does he just anticipate a lot of split pushing from the Puck and the Lycan? And
yeah, I guess. I think,
because let me ask you this, like, hold up,
oh,
Limp. Oh, Limp's super dead. He just ran out of mana instantly. They do manage to get the coil with the ultimate going down. They've already paralyzed X-Nova, and it looks like they're going to be able to catch the Brewmaster as well as he's locked in by the shackles. Wow. He lost so much HP so quickly, but as soon as he got that ultimate off, all that damage stopped.
Dude, you heavily underestimate how hard it is to kill a Dusa. You pop.
He lost his mana like instantly.
Yeah, but you just like pop wand, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, for some reason, the mechanic is that you just get like an extra 600 health.
All right, well, we've used hookshot on an illusion, unfortunately. So when do you get Shadow Blade versus Blink on some of these heroes? Like, what's the concept? Conceptually, what's the difference for you?
Well, for Shadow Blade, it's that you can split push a lot more,
Okay.
and you can catch split pushers. It allows you to be mobile around where you think they have wards. The downside, of course, is that it's not reliable. When you're Sven, it's going to be harder for you to get your stun off this game or get on top of people.
Careful now.
So when you only have the stun as your gap close, you usually get Blink Dagger so that you can follow up.
Yeah.
It does put a lot of pressure on supports to like constantly have vision though, which is a bit annoying. And now the gold lead has been cut relatively.
Shadow Blade's going to catch Chessie here. They do manage to get the ensnare off, but Ame just does way too much damage.
Yeah, that's where Shadow Blade's nice.
Yeah. But then again, the same play could be
Yeah,
made, like,
if
so.
you had Blink, you would have gotten that kill too, right? Now they immediately go into Roche Pit.
Maybe he just likes the attack speed.
He
Kinda like how Tiny
hits
do.
for a lot. 2,700 health, hits for 500.
Kill the Scouting Wolves. They are going to go for this move. It's maybe going to jump in with Z-Freak, managed to get the Quell. What a combination with the Snake coming in as well. Now the ultimate, they drop the ET ultimate, but it doesn't matter. So many heroes in the pit are going to end up going down here. Brewmaster got his ultimate off, though. Z-Freak could not keep that mini stun. Managed to get out of the pit. The Cox is also pushing Ame around. They managed to get a stun onto the Deuce-up, but Ame is going for that back line. Wants to be able to clean up some of these supports. Managed to get Kyle already. Moo blinks himself away. Not able to get the lockdown on him, and a TP out from the Deuce-up. They had no stuns left to be able to follow that one up, so that fight actually looks so good for compLexity at first, but the fact that Brewmaster got off his ultimate and Ame snagged up the Aegis makes things kind of okay for LGD.
I think that was fantastic for Cole. They got Queen of Pain. They only lost to Shadow Shaman.
Yeah.
Deusa got out. Like that was like supposed to be the 4 or 5k net worth swing in favor of LGD. They killed Queen of Pain for Shadow Shaman, and they burned the Aegis immediately. Like the gold was pretty even for that. And normally when that happens, it goes the other way completely.
Witch Doctor gonna try and heal Chalice as best he can. Chalice trying to live through the battery assault, won't make it though.
Gets even better. Now they're only down by K.
Yeah. Z-Freak's gonna make it out. Finishes up his upgraded urn. I forgot the name of it.
Spirit Vessel.
Spirit Vessel, thank
That
you.
item is
Super strong.
Oh, it's so good. Offensively and defensively.
All these strength heroes are all hopped up on regeneration right now.
Yeah.
You just nip that in the bud. They've even got a Witch Doctor who's trying to help out.
It always scales so nicely too.
Yeah. The build-up is really nice. Extra movement speed, Vid booster, sure. Take both of those. Oh, the smoke, but a double stun. Oh no, he's gonna kill these two so quickly. Z-Freak does manage to get out with a 4-stat, but now he's stuck inside the camp, so he's kind of done for. Ame though, he's gonna need to help out FY here as he's currently being run down by all these Necronomicon minions. X-Nova's there as well. So they get an extra 400 gold for that as well.
Okay, the brothers almost died together.
What is that? Tornado tops them in the air. Yules.
You see Moose build though? He's trying to go for the Ags for the control factor.
Yeah, he
it's like
needs
one of
that
the best
stun,
items
right?
against the Sven. LGD feels it. They want to end the game.
Yeah, with the Sven, that's 7,000 net worth above Adusa.
But he still has like the same problems. Like you saw when they 3-on-1 corralled him, he's just Benny Hill music playing, everyone's just locking him down nonstop. It takes him so long to kill people. That's always kind of been the knock on Sen is there is a point in the game where it feels as though your hero just falls off.
That's why we were seeing like a while back the Echo Saber build, just because the 2 instant hits was so important.
Well, you wanted to delay, in the past you wanted to delay going BKB as long as you could on Sven. Because BKB charges are like your end game situation that matters the most on Sven.
Yeah.
So once they start to run out, and I think he's already used like 2 or 3 of them.
Lycan, they have the Brewmaster here. And an Orchid, actually, they could just kill him without Shapeshift being used at all. Good Centaur stun. Z-Freak's going to try and help out here. Gets a good earn onto maybe as well. And cogs up the Broodlings, but unfortunately he grabbed the Lycan as well. He's going to Shapeshift, run out of that one. Tossed up in the air, but they really don't have the damage to finish him off unless the rest of the team comes in. Look at this. Ame is here, and he's going to show. Actually gets coiled up already. They're going to buy back on the Dusa. He's going to come in, and he's going to instantly pop that ultimate. They need a way to be able to stop this one. He instantly gets Orchided up. Has to force staff himself a little bit farther away. ET stun. Brings it back into Ame. He's running low on mana. They just burst him down with a Sonic Wave. Oh no, complexity popped back for that one. Cole, they need to make this turn into a win somehow by chasing down some heroes, but they just don't have the catch anymore. They bopped back and still died on the Dusa, and all they got was a Brewmaster and a Quap. They didn't even kill the Sven.
Did he pre-channel the ults?
No, he did not. Yeah, no Stone Gaze was cast in that one.
He really needed to pre-channel that ult.
Yeah.
If you pre-channel the ult there, then LGD have to run away from you. That was very fast though from Maybe.
Yeah.
Got the instant Orchid. I think he had the same thought. He's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Then he saw, was like, wait a second.
Oh, look at this smoke. LGD, I love this. Keeping up the pace, going straight for the Shadow Shaman. Paralyzing cast is ready to go for the Lycan, but they didn't really have the stuns to go for him, so just a support kill.
This kind of pace, complexity, they're doing such a good job for a while, and it feels like these like mental lapses.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not thinking, and they're just getting punished. And LGD, this is like a very quick team. In both games that they played, they're playing around the map. They don't farm, they just get kills and they move and they move and they move, and that kind of pace is very hard for a lot of teams to keep up with.
That was my complaint about the other less successful Chinese teams at ESL1 Genting, right? Vici Gaming and LFY, they both were very slow in the fact that they did not take advantage of opportunities given to them and pressure really heavily. Z-Freak lays down the cog, still has Hookshot as well. And he's completely burned Ame out of mana. He's going to get Orchided up. Cole to help him. Still going to be locked in. Maybe he can get it back. Oh, nice. Hook shot over to FY. Still going to be run down by so many of these heroes. His team is not trying to help him here. Space created.
That's always been kind of a knock on Chinese teams. Like, that they go for the 5-mans, they play a little bit slower, but LGD are playing very, very quick right now. It feels like the meta has quickened.
Yeah.
They noticed Newbie.
Exactly. I was thinking they must have picked up tips from Newbie, because Newbie 5-man as well.
But they
played super fast.
They played very quick around the map. It was very hard to keep up that pace. And they're doing it with different heroes too. Newbie had this like reliance. As much as everyone talked about the Naga, the Disruptor was just as core to that concept.
Well, that's a long shot.
This is cool to watch. If you just like Dota, like high-level Dota, it's interesting the meta shift, how people are adapting. And this Shadowblade build from Ame, like nobody feels safe right now.
Yeah. With the Mask of Madness, S and Y, he's got a lot of attack speed. He can bring anybody down with just one stun.
Even Atos the Centaur, leave no witnesses.
Take the tier 1 as well. Ame is just merciless. I love the fact they picked up the gem as well, because we saw the problem with complexity where a bounty hunter was scouting them out while they were 5-manning the whole entire time. Here it's the wolves from complexity, but with the gem, that threat becomes a whole lot easier to deal with.
Yeah. And if you're complexity right now, like you're kicking yourselves, because if you look at the rest of the net worth, like it's very similar. Like they've done a very good job of keeping up, but 1 or 2 bad fights in the Sven, all of a sudden.
Oh my God, he's level 25 already. It's 29 minutes
29. Ame is popping off right now.
He went for the 40 plus God Strength.
Yeah. What is the other one?
Hammer cooldown.
Does anybody go for the Hammer CD?
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, same.
Maybe you could get the Hammer Dispel as well.
If you're support.
Support Sven.
Support Sven, 25 with eggs. Get it.
Ame tries for the Storm Bolt. Misses on move. He's going to be able to blink back. LGD just kind of poking at complexity. See if they can get that pick that turns it into a free push on the tier 2.
Nice sentry. The wild thing, though, is that Cole could still win. There is a timing that exists where their Dusa gets 6-slotted and can hold against the Sven, who, once he gets 6-slotted, like, what else is he going to do? you just get weaker and weaker because of the BKB charges.
This is probably the moment where we have the biggest difference and impact between the Sven and the Dusa, right?
Yeah, but the Dusa's now picked up her level 20, which is the 2000 HP effective talent.
Caught the clockwork, may not have the god strength, is going to be able to force staff out, has a hookshot, misses his ally. Kyle juked his brother.
Ugh, someone's not getting a present.
Christmas dinner is going to be very awkward. We just keep going. I mean, a clockwork death isn't that much, but enough to take the tier 2 bottom, it seems.
What was like a 1,000 gold lead, all of a sudden 11k. The Roshan fight went like above average, but that top engagement just completely lost them the map right now. And that's a 6-slotted Sven who is now getting a full butterfly queued up.
A little bit surprised Chessie's not at the top lane right now. They actually managed to get a push all the way to the tier 3. It's taken a good amount of damage too, so.
There's no TP also on the Sven, and he's your killer.
Yeah, I think he actually could have maybe even taken a Rax there.
Yeah, feels like they're a little bit out of sync. So I know the net worth says 12k. That's undeniable. But maybe if you kill Sven with Ags, all of that changes.
You're saying the Ags puck.
Yeah.
Very important to be able to get down in these team fights on the Sven.
He needs to catch him with that.
Artusa's still working on a Manta. Not a great sign. When puck's ahead of you in net worth, something's gone wrong.
He's getting that Manta to counter the Orchid, but the Sven will still chew through him. They're going to smoke up.
Which is why, preferably, you'd like to see that Dusa be working on Scotty by now. But, unfortunately, just a little bit behind right now. LGD 4-manned up by the mid lane, while Sven goes for the split push at top lane. compLexity, though, see this as an opportunity.
If they could get the puck
right. Oh, the smoke is popped. They didn't have their dust here on the front lines. They didn't have their disabler.
That was a kill.
That was definitely a kill.
That was a kill, and nobody from LGD was close.
And look at this. LGD are just going to smoke up as a 5-man and wrap right into compLexity. They're going to go the long way around. Make sure the compLexity definitely get caught by something. Or maybe they just go into the high ground. Yeah, just go into the high ground.
Oh.
They're not going to be here fast enough.
They're saying, you think we're at Roche?
They do have the glyph. That'll give compLexity time to be able to TP back.
Nobody's at Roche, guys.
That tower dies so quickly.
And they popped the Deuce ult. That's a lot of their team fight.
Oh, and the shapeshift. That is so much of their team fight. Does get away by AKB. Is going to be popped. Z-Freak heads 4 staff away. They are going to be able to get the Hex down, but maybe the backlines. What a huge Sonic Wave. Managed to nail both the supports. Finish off one. FY actually controls himself against the Lycan, so he's not going to be feasted upon. Chalice barely dying to the last hit from Lim, but it's really all their damage is gone now. So the 2 cores of LGD can just go straight into the melee racks. Orchid goes down in the Dusa just to kind of interrupt her a little bit.
They are completely ignoring her.
Yeah. As they should, just go for that melee racks.
They don't even want to.
Moo trying to kind of harass some of these heroes, see if they can open things up a little bit. They are beginning to get low now.
They could get this kill.
Ame protected by a stomp from FY. Not low enough, though. They need some extra catch. It's going to be up to Moo, but he's already been orchided up, so he has to retreat.
Oh, they really needed to commit for that.
Maybe FY goes for the long orb jump and a blink. I mean, at least the gem. You got to kill FY here. Recover that gem at least. They do get that.
Oh, they get the Sven kill. It's so important for them at this point. He's so far ahead of the pack. They would have gotten quite the bounty for getting that one.
And now the Sven is an entirely different beast. With that butterfly picked up, the Dusa does jack all against him.
Yeah. They're going to commit for the Roshan, and they've got all in for this. There's no other play at this point.
Yeah. Brewmaster actually picking up the Aghanim Scepter. FY, he knows what's going on. He's going to TP to the shrine, get his spirit inside of the pit, see if he can stall up. He knows this is do or die for compLexity.
Yeah, for complexity, there's no other option. They cannot give this Sven or this Queen of Pain the Aegis.
Roche at half HP. Ame working his way to the side here is going to go for Z-Freak Burst with the God Strength, interrupted by the Coil though. Good play. They are going to be able to dodge out that play from Move. Good jump in. Elder Titan going to be low. Jesse's going to go for the chase here, but he popped his BKB. It's going to run out soon. They managed to get the cast and slow onto so many of these heroes, but still, Ame and Maybe are going to be going through this backline, cleaning up hero after hero. FY actually stays alive, gets the stomp off. He's going to punch him to death. Kill that wolf. FY, what a swaggy play as complexity lose out on the Roshan. You said do or die for complexity. Apparently the answer is die. LGD will get the Aegis cheese and seemingly be in a good position to be able to end this game.
Yeah. So well done by FY. Just like, I actually have enough damage. Bonk. Bonk. And that's the problem, is that this Lycan can't really go for the cores, whereas this Sven is just like a god. He goes for whoever it feels like. Nullifier.
Nullifier. Destroying the poor puck with the Orchid.
Maybe he feels as though he can't be touched either. The two cores from LGD have had a fantastic series. This will be a very quick wrap up from them now, as they are going to go straight for the throne with nobody left alive. Nobody has fought back.
And that's it. GG. Man, LGD, they've only played a couple of series with this squad. Chalice joining them and X-Nova replacing Yao. And they beat LFY, they beat Vici Gaming. Said, okay, this team's better than them, but how much better are they? And by just stomping complexity, I think they've proven themselves to be a very credible threat for that grand finals.
Yeah. Cole for me is kind of like the gatekeeper team.
Yeah.
If you do worse than them, then you're not quite ready. If you do better than them, well, maybe you're ready to enter tier 2+. Because tier 1 for me is reserved for like 5 teams.
5 teams only is in tier 1 for you?
Yeah, you got to keep it prestigious. Otherwise, it's
so your top 5 is Secret, Liquid, Newbie, VP,
and a distant-ish 5th is EG. But you got to keep that like list exclusive. You know, it's like when people say that movie was a 10.
Yeah.
And they say it for all movies.
Ruins
it. Doesn't work like that. But that was LGD. Thumbs up. Was great. Game 2 was a little bit more awkward. That forced engagement in mid at bottom, where they kind of like gave the game back, and the Roshan also was a little bit sloppy.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like, that was very nice.
It felt like they recovered their game very well, which is pleasing to me. Like game 1, you can stomp teams, sure. But when you're faced with adversity, how do you react? And I thought LGD reacted very well to this game 2 and the little bit of stumbles that they took.
At the same time, like that top 5 for complexity, really feel like they should have won that fight.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be it for this series. Complexity get 2-0'd by LGD, who looking hot right now. Can't wait to see more of them as this tournament continues. Head back to the panel. 1, 2, 3, drop.
Now this game was a lot more even than that first game. Unfortunately, still not enough for complexity to take the game to a third though. LGD, they do it. They 2-0 complexity here in the first opening series of a StarLadder I-League Invitational Season 4. With me, Pyrian, Fogged, welcome back as well. And I mean, okay, first up, Ted, you said one thing, that complexity...
What was the first thing I said,
The first thing
What was the first thing I said?
They should not lose.
Don't lose.
Don't lose.
And they did.
They did.
It's not difficult, guys. You follow the plan. Stage 1, don't lose.
Don't lose.
And they did. And the problem was that they had a lot of
And the problem was that they lost.
They did. So here's the thing. Do you remember that amazing fight where they got the 3-man Dream Coil and then Z-Freak Cogs to push them all out?
So
yeah, that was
Great.
nice.
That was what kept them in that game.
Yeah.
Because if it hadn't been for that, it was like, this is looking rough. And then that happened, we were like, wait a minute, 8-8, maybe they're back in it. No, it was downhill all the way.
They had like 2 moments like that.
There were a couple of moments where it looked good, but it wasn't enough.
They had a couple moments where they were getting some pickoffs. I think Ame That one death where he was in their jungle trying to kill 3 heroes by
Just kind of
himself. He
whatever.
was just like, I'm going in.
But the weird thing is he was sort of walking one way, then he's walking the other way, then he's walking the other way. Like, it wasn't like he was being kited. He was like just kind of teasing them, and then they just killed
Which
him.
way do I
But
go?
other than that, Shadowblade Battle Fury on Sven. We were all like,
Yeah.
what is this? And I hadn't seen it before. Apparently it's OP.
He got
Who
level
knew?
25 at 28 minutes or
Yeah,
something.
it was
He
real
was
fast.
double the
He
net
was really
worth of the
tremendous.
Medusa, and then she had to buy back, and then I was like,
There was, oh yeah, that top fight, right? The top fight when we saw LGD diving and the Medusa bought back and died pretty much instantly, got orchided and blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely a big problem. I felt the big lack was LGD's team fight was just so much stronger than complexities.
Yeah.
It's like if Brew got split off and if Elder Titan didn't die at the start of the fight, which FY didn't really get caught out much, the fights were so hard for complexity to take.
And it just took too long for complexity to be able to fight.
Yeah.
Like they had to wait. One thing that you said as well, Ted, you said Medusa has to be able to get some farm, and at
Yeah.
some point he did, but it was still not enough.
not
it was
enough.
still way behind
I
Ame's
think
Sven.
the issue is like the Lycan really struggled in lane. Like he was
Yeah.
getting bullied to shit by the 2 beefy lads.
Yes.
You know? They're just walking at him, they're just bopping him, and he's like, this was not part of the plan, guys. What's happening? Medusa, meanwhile, she's plinking away mid, not doing great against a co-op. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's really tough.
I did really like LGD's decision to do that. The FY plus Chalice in the offlane.
Yeah.
They pressure the Lycan, they force the supports there, and then it's a Queen of Pain versus Dusa matchup in mid. Quap wins that a little bit. Dusa can still get some farm, but this one maybe actually he crushed Limp a bit
He
in that
definitely
fight.
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
It was
So
not good.
definitely a big problem coming out like that.
I think it was about 20 minutes into the game or something that I heard you say, Fog, that Moo was on top of the net worth list for complexity,
He
because
was.
obviously Sven was
He
still
had
ahead.
a terrible,
He had
terrible
such a
start. He was
horrible
level 1
start.
for a long time, then he was level 3. He was like, I got nothing, lads. And then all of a sudden, he's ahead of his entire team. I mean, that to me is symptomatic
Yeah.
of just how badly the game went for
I didn't
Cole.
even get to see his last hits, but I'm pretty sure he had more last hits than his Lycan because he's that wave clear. He can just instantly blow
Yeah.
up a wave, while Lycan has to show and stay in order to push those waves, and then he's at risk of dying because this Shadowblade Sven running around actually just killing everybody.
He literally did that. Like
actually just did
at
that,
one point he
yeah.
was walking up near his top, near the fountain top, not near the fountain, the shrine, and Sven was just like, okay, I got you now. Bap,
Yeah.
bap, 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 bap. He's just dead. It's
Three
like, what
shots,
can you
four
do?
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal.
A Sven
Playing,
and a Queen of Pain, sorry, versus
no.
a Lycan and a Medusa.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see it like that as well, it's just...
We said LGD's draft was really scary looking.
Yes,
is
we
very-
did, we
the
It
team
is a
fight-
very scary looking lineup.
Yeah.
The team fight is really, really strong, and
Yeah.
Warcry versus Complexity's team is actually incredibly strong. Lycan's damage is really minimalized, and if you're playing Lycan from behind, it feels pretty bad versus this type of draft. When you're versus Sven, you ideally as a Lycan draft, you want to get that Roche. You
Yep.
want to be able to camouflage buildings. They didn't get that. They never got the opportunity to get those, and they just fell further and further behind this Sven, who had double the net worth of his counterpart, the Lycan.
I also think LGD's lineup is like hard to kill.
Yeah.
Right?
Very
Because
tanky.
we saw it a couple of times. You're fighting Sven, it's like, all right, someone's gonna have to go up and punch him now, and at that point it's like he's probably gonna get a kill out of this. So even if you get him, he's doing damage. That Battle Fury and his cleave as well makes it even scarier. Brewmaster's hard to kill. We saw how hard it is to kill Elder Titan because he was just walking away on like no hit points, like time
Yeah.
after time. It was crazy.
Him being able to kill Chessie at the end
Yeah,
there,
it was just like,
Yeah.
okay, well, we
that
lost.
was like
Yeah.
game over. like-
Everybody in the
tough.
room.
Yeah.
It was like us, a bunch of the LGD coach and managers, Liquid's behind us, and they're like, oh, he got him.
He got him.
He A-toasted him.
Like the fight was on the edge of the screen, you know, it's just
Yeah.
a support.
Yeah,
who
that's all we're
cares, but
watching is
all
that
we're
one
watching,
little
yeah.
drama moment. But yeah, really
it was-
well played from LGD, I think.
It was very hard to play Complexity's draft again this time around. This Brewmaster pick, I feel like, was the Brew and the Sven were the two biggest picks for me. Sure, the other ones did. The other Titan did great, and that's why FY's been picking it first too. But
Yeah.
these two heroes really took over
Do you
and just
feel
made
like
the Lycan
do you
really
feel
weak.
like Cole are overthinking it a bit? Do you think they're thinking, okay, well let's try this, and they're like trying to pick something that's maybe complicated, and everything has to go right, and this has to go right, this has to go right, and then the LGD are just like, well, we'll just pick this, and we'll just disrupt that, and we could just do whatever we like.
Yeah.
Probably. I would say they probably got a little bit too complicated. I mean, it's Kyle, right? We've seen these guys draft like Brewmaster safe lane, Visage safe lane.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd like to go a little bit outside the box. This one was a little bit more, I'd say, heroes that we're used to seeing,
Yeah.
but versus what LGD had, it was really tough to play the lineup.
Well, then that begs the question: is LGD? We were expecting these two teams, Complexity and LGD, to be fairly even. Turns out they're not.
Not so even.
Is that because LGD is a lot better than what we're thinking, or is Complexity just a bit worse than what we're thinking?
Both, maybe. I
Both.
think. Yeah, I think LGD was a bit more surprising, even though I watched a couple of their games from the last few days when they're on like the 7-game win streak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Cole did look worse. and
They
LGD
looked,
did look to
honestly,
sharpen it.
LGD looked really confident and just
did.
slick. It was a slick performance. And they looked relaxed. I mean, they really did. Even if something seemed to go wrong, didn't seem to rattle them. There were a couple of things with complexity you could imagine them saying to each other, all right, guys, let's just keep it together. Like, you know what I mean? Come on, we can do this. We can do this. I feel like they looked a little more rattled. LGD looked just like, yep, no problem. We can get this job
Just
done.
like LAN games, online games, it's like,
Exactly,
okay,
yeah.
we're sitting in a hall now. It's nothing different. Just playing our game.
And they
doing
got
our
their
thing.
crowd here and everything, you know.
It's
so,
comfortable.
yeah. So,
Home crowd, maybe that makes a difference.
mm.
Yeah. Well, LGD, we are going to see them again today because they win the series and therefore go to the upper bracket of Group A. That means that for complexity, they'll be getting a rest day. We'll be seeing them on Saturday. Saturday, we're going to say goodbye to 4 teams out of the 8. So that's going to be
Wow.
a rough day.
I love this format.
Elimination every series then. But for today, nobody's going home yet. LGD is waiting for their opponent, and as you can see, it's going to be either Liquid or Infamous. And I know everybody's thinking, oh, Liquid got this easy, but perhaps we're going to see Infamous, you know, make an upset or at least.
Sure.
I mean,
Let's
we
leave
got
that
to
storyline
believe,
hanging.
right?
For my Peruvian brothers, I'm sorry, guys. You guys aren't going to make it. This is going to be really tough for you.
It's
it
going to
is
be very, very tough. I'm
yeah.
actually casting that game with OD.
But don't spoil it.
spoiled.
How is that
Aw.
spoiling?
Because now people are
Nobody
going to be,
knows.
wait, 10
No.
and Owen, we're definitely tuning in.
No. Now people are going to say, good, I can skip that game. Because A, I know the result, and B, it's P-Flax casting, so
No
problem.
way, dude. Everyone loves you.
You
Regardless
never
of the
know.
results, though, I think it's going to be a fun series. I
It'll be
hope it's
fun.
going to be a fun series.
It should be fun.
Like I was saying, it's like, of all the Ultimate Underdog stories, they shouldn't even be here. And they're playing against Liquid. It's like, they're going to win, 100%.
The whole thing.
Dude, if they
they've gotta
2-0, what would you do if they 2-0? I'll shave my head if they 2-0.
Me too.
I will full-blown shave my head
I
if they
will
2-0
shave my head
Liquid.
as well.
Don't tell that to the Liquid guys.
Oh my God.
Because they might actually think, wait a second.
You guys, if I see you talking to Matsu or to Kuro, I swear to God.
Don't worry, secret
All right,
safe.
you heard it here. If Infamous 2-0s Team Liquid, Fogged will shave his head. I hope Infamous is going to do a great job. We're going to find out, though, before that happens, we're going to have a bit of a break. So we'll be right back with more Dota 2 action here from Shanghai for the StarLadder I-League Invitational.
1, 2, 3, drop.